Hello, hello. So last week, I booked Omar Gooding to perform some comedy at one of the venues that I work with. And during all the opportunities that he was in the car, whether I was taking him to the next venue, taking him out to eat, or to his hotel, I interviewed him. I got my Club Shay Shay on. I got my DJ Vlad TV on. I asked him lots of questions about his brother, Cuba Gooding. I asked him about Taraji Henson. I asked him about Tyrese. They all did movies together. I asked him about Snoop Dogg. I asked him about comedy, how he enjoys doing comedy, and how's it different from acting. And I asked him about what he has coming up next. So all those interviews took place in this very vehicle. It's about 16 minutes of content, guys. So take a look at Omar Gooding interview. Learn more about Omar Gooding. And if you like this and you want to see more, please subscribe to my YouTube page. Thanks. Perfect. So, do you see a big difference between stand-up comedy and acting and performing?
Of course. I mean, stand-up comedy, I have a lot of respect for stand-up comedians. From being in the game so long, where we have our lines written for us, we get to embellish a little bit, but we can always say cut. We can always do it over. We can always start over. Live, when you live, you live. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember your sets. You got to work the crowd. You got to have your energy up. You got to be funny, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's the main difference, especially with anything that's live. Especially when you're doing plays versus a TV show or a movie, when you can always just say, cut, let's start over, take it again, let me get a minute, let me get fresh,
Awesome.
Not like a live show, man.
Live show. I've seen on social media that you're in a play or you just finished a play. How's that going? The
play is awesome, man. This is the second play that I've done professionally. I did one with, and they're both with Shakarius Johnson, who wrote it. The first one I did was for Snoop Dogg, who wrote a story about his life called Redemption of a Dog, and I had to play his best friend / DJ. So as we performed this play, I was basically doing backup for Snoop, because I was his DJ doing his lyrics and whatnot. So it was like performing a live concert with Snoop. So that was fun. It was one of the funnest times I've ever had. And this one here is very close to it because it's, well, not story-wise, but it's New Jack City.
Right.
So it's the New Jack City play, and I step in to replace Big Daddy Kane, who was playing Mario Van Peebles' role in the original film. And I played Detective Stone. So it's a little more serious roles, not as much comedy as I'm accustomed to.
Got it.
But it's fun, man. It's great writing, a lot of energy. You got Tretch as the lead.
Yeah.
You got Alan Payne comes back as G Money. You know what I'm saying? Flex comes in to play Pookie. So,
yeah. That's cool, man. They brought back a classic, man.
Classic, bro.
Only thing, no Chris Rock though. No Chris Rock.
No Chris Rock. They got Flex playing Chris Rock's role.
Awesome.
That is awesome, man. They use a lot of the classic lines. He's got the whole script to his disposal, and we just tweak it with just kind of make it our own. And it's got a lot of music in there, musical performances and dancing and stuff. It was very, very entertaining. People love it.
Awesome. I also saw social media that you do music. Are you a rapper?
Yes, sir. I spit. I got bars.
Yes,
sir. 1,000%.
Now, have you always been into music and
Absolutely.
acting?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
It's always been a parallel career of mine, but one paid the bills more than the other. You know what I mean? So it was a hobby in the sense that I didn't have the time to go all in. So like I put out 3 albums so far, you know what I mean? And like a couple of them are compilation albums with other artists, that's why they're a little more hard to find. And then I went under the moniker of Big O for a while. So if you find it, you're like, oh yeah, he has albums out. Or he's with, and I did an album with Sibo called Train War Stories, and then Sibo and Big O presents, you know what I mean? And that was like in 08 or 05. I put out my first solo album called The Excuse, produced by Focus from Aftermath. It's Dr. Dre's protege. And so I got a couple of those singles that are still out. There's The Excuse, well, we got Homage and Swim, which you can still get, because I pulled the album and I was going to revamp it, and I wound up just putting singles out. And then I just dropped the album on my birthday of 2023, October 19, called Succession. And this is produced by Stephen Keys, the Mogul Ellis. And it's a slapper, man. I got like 10 joints on there.
Awesome.
And I plan, before I started this comedy tour, to finish the album and re-release it with some more songs so that it's a nice full album. Because I got tons of music, bro. I just got to get it all out there.
Awesome. Now, what platforms can we find your music on?
It's on all streaming platforms. You can go on Apple, you can go on Spotify. You just put in Omar Gooding music, and you'll see a lot of stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome. So, I know, and the people that may see this know, that you are the younger brother of Cuban Gooding, man. Was he your influence to be an actor?
I mean, he was, it's my big brother. He's 9 years older than me. You know what I mean? There's a large gap, in age. So we didn't hang like that as much. You know what I mean? So people are like, oh, how come we didn't know that was your brother? Blah, blah, blah. I think we were closer in age and we were like going out together and stuff like that. It would be more apparent. But it was his thing. And then I just happened to stumble into it. He took the acting classes and the lessons, and he knew this is what he wanted to do his entire life. And, he got into it around 18, 19 years old. I was 8, 9, you know what I mean? So I picked up a script for him one day at his agent's. And she saw me like, look at this happy child with good teeth and clear diction. Let me send him out on some auditions. And, I begged my mom, like, please let me go out. She said, all right, fine. And I went out on 2 auditions in one day, and I booked one of them.
Awesome. Now, I remember when I was a youngster, my introduction to you was Wild and Crazy Kids. Was that your first big break?
That was my first big break, yeah. That was my first big break was a show that I auditioned for called Webster. And they did an episode called the Web Touchables, which is like the Untouchables. And I had and ironically, the role was for me to be an MC. Right. And I remember I had the audition. I tucked a microphone in my jacket, and I pulled it out, and the cord hit the floor, and I said, "And now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sammy Club." And I booked it. That's when I was bit. But yeah, Wild and Crazy Kids was the show that made it a career for me. You know what I mean? That's when my mom was able to quit her 9-to-5 jobs. Awesome. And I can start paying the bills. You know what I'm saying? Even though you only get half your money, but it was still enough money for her to not be able to work. And yeah, man, and the rest was history from there.
Cool, man. So you're just an entrepreneur. When I think of people who are multi-talented like you are, I think of Jamie Foxx. Not a singer. Are you a singer too?
I can sing a little bit.
You can. Oh Lord. So hey guys, singing, acting, comedy. Hey man, that is awesome. So what's next for you, man? Are you got any besides your comedy tour? Or you got the music? Are you anything that we could look forward to see you in shortly?
I'm still acting. I finished a series called Saturdays. We did 15 episodes. So people that don't know, the funny thing is, it's a Disney show. It was on Disney Channel, and at the same time, as it still is, streaming on Disney Plus. Now it's called Saturdays, and it's about the roller skating culture in Chicago. So we went out to Chicago, and we filmed for about 6 months. We had 15 full-length episodes. And it's me, it's Golden Brooks from Girlfriends, who plays the mom on the show, and we all learned how to roller skate. That's all I'm talking about Usher on my performances and whatnot, because they kept comparing me like, oh man, you skate like Usher now. I'm like, I'm trying to get there, but Usher's smooth with it. But it was a very, very entertaining show, and it's very funny, man. It's got a little something for everybody, from the lead, the females, to the writing. Norman Vance Jr. and Marseille Martin, who's executive producer at 18 years old. First all-black everything on the show. But it only went 15 episodes. But it is live streaming. It is streaming now on Disney Plus. So people that grew up watching me in sitcoms and miss, the Hanging with Coopers and the Smart Guys and the Family Time, this gives you that. So there's that. That's running right now. I got another movie. We went all the way to number 4 on Netflix during the holidays, called Holiday in the Vineyards. It's on Netflix. Okay. Check that out. That's one of the more recent films I've done. And I got another film that I'm doing out in Atlanta that starts production at the end of March. We're excited about that. More music, more comedy tours. Yes. I'm just busy, man. Busy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One last question. One of the iconic movies that you've done, you had a co-star by the name of Tyrese Gibson. And he's been in social media a lot lately for some personal things. Do you keep in contact with any your co-stars, maybe Tyrese and some of the others? Or is it like...
Not as much as I could, I should say. Okay. But I mean, a lot of us are just ultra busy, man. Yeah. So we connect when we can. Last time I spoke with Tyrese, we sat down, he invited me to his house, and we sat down and we talked about the idea that he put together about doing sort of a sequel to Baby Boy that entwined all of the movies in South Central. So he had got all of the actors from all of them. I'm talking Tyron and You know, and I'm talking to everybody.
Right.
They're all, you know, different, saying, what if this person was connected in this way and blah, blah, blah. And it was a great idea. And that was like before the pandemic. So I know a lot of things kind of got derailed and slowed down and projects and so forth. So I hope he gets that back on his feet.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm always trying to stay connected when I can to my co-stars. You know, Jason Weaver, I still keep in touch with him.
Yeah, Jason Weaver.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, my mind just slips me. The girlfriend of Tyrese, and she went on to do some roles. She did
Are you talking about Taraji?
Taraji, yeah, and Taraji. Yes, I'm sorry.
Girlfriend of Tyrese. That's
yeah, so
Taraji.
So she's
a sweetheart too, and it's fun. I had met her before the movie, and we worked. And then after the movie, we also worked. We actually played. I played her love interest in a TV show that she was doing called The Division, which was fun. And we played police officers. We had a little, you know, sex scene and all that. So it was kind of wild. It was weird. I was like, it's my friend. But it was cool, man. It was, finally some water. I was like, I thought we was in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, yeah, she's a sweetheart, man. So to see her going through all that with what's going on, because it's just funny, man. You know, especially when you make money, it doesn't matter how much money you make. It almost feels like it's never enough, because it's always like that. It's not the more money, more problems per se. You know what I mean? Like rich people problems, stuff like that. But it's a lot that you got to upkeep. You know, as you progress.
Right.
So you know, we just want to be paid what we're worth. You know what I mean? I'm at the point where I know I gotta go get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm more fortunate because of my resume and because of my talent and because of respect that I have in the business and through my peers that I get paid. You know, pretty much close to what I'm worth, I would say. You know what I mean? Okay. Like I don't have to ask a bank, damn, that's all I get. Like I usually get the respect in that. But we could always get more. You know, it kind of gets weird when you compare it to what somebody that is white, just to be blunt, is getting paid. That is done less than you, so to speak. You know what I mean? And you go, damn, why are they getting this and I'm only getting this? And it's like, come on, you either know or you don't. You know what I mean? But I can see how, you know, but I haven't won an Oscar. You know what I mean? So I can see how she's like, no, knock that shit off. I'm an Oscar winner or at least a nominee. You know what I mean? And she's done these iconic roles, and she still has to, you know, shed tears and get frustrated in order to get what she deserves. So,
absolutely. Okay. Awesome. Well, guys, that's all my questions for now. If you want to see him live and direct tonight, hey, come out to the Crazy Eights. We got a few tickets still available, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
In pure comedy, it don't matter who tells the joke if they know how to tell it. You could be anybody, and I can give you the best. Here like this. Let me do this real quick. You want to hear a quick joke? You want to hear another one?
Go ahead. I'm all ears.
You understand me? You understand me? There's the, do I get it? Do I don't get it? There's the, how did you tell it? How fast did you tell it? There's the timing. Comedy, they say it's subjective. Well, what the fuck does that mean? It just means, nigga, I may get it, you may not. That's what the fuck.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I see it in its totality from afar, but up close. Meaning I'm in the game and I'm in the business. But then I go, all right, this nigga's dope and his jokes is funny. But how did he remember all that in a 1 hour fucking span? This nigga didn't have to look down. He didn't have to. And then you, when I got into it, I mean, you know, you would think that wouldn't be a hard thing. But another story, real quick, I would tell, because I see you with the camera on, is when I did Snoop Dogg's play, right? It was him, Snoop Dogg, and a bunch of actors and theatrical actors and movie actors and dancers and singers and blah, blah, blah. When they said you have to be off book, which means you have to memorize all of these fucking words by this date, right? And the date was maybe a week later or some shit. 2 days later, we noticed that somebody wasn't holding their fucking book, and it was Snoop. And they were like, oh, well, it's his story, blah, blah, blah. No, but he didn't write that fucking story. He still got to memorize all those words because everything is connected. So he was the first one off book. And then I later after that, we kind of talked about it, and he was like, whatever. But I was like, nigga, I'm an actor, and that's impressive. That's a lot of fucking words to memorize. And he goes, nigga, I'm a rapper. How hard do you think memorizing rap is? Nigga, that shit's easy. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Because me as an actor, rapper, and everything the fuck else I do, the only time I get nervous is when I'm about to perform some music. Because I know I gotta memorize those lyrics gotta be in order, nigga. You can't fuck them up and skip it and then jump ahead and whatever. I mean, you can maybe, but you know what I mean? Yeah. This shit, to me, was easy. But stand-up comedy blew my fucking mind as a concept. Like, these niggas gotta memorize all that shit in order. There's punchlines, there's this, there's blah, 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 blah. And the more I do it, the easier it actually becomes as muscle memory. Yeah. And like being funny, that's one thing. I've had friends that were funny and I put them on stage and they fucking fail. I've known people that act or think that they're funny that can't do this, that you do and you do. You know what I mean? And as I'm being entered into it, I'm taking it in all of the complexity that it is. I don't think that if I go up there and people are just coming because I'm Omar Gooding and I fail, that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. I'm not taking that. That's what I don't understand. I've heard of celebrities go out and do stand-up and fail and act like, well, it's nothing. And I'm like, but you just damaged your brand. Right. I'm not going to damage my brand.
They'll come one time. They wouldn't come again. If you bomb and you're horrible, they'll come that one time, but they're not showing up again.
Yeah. And I don't understand why you would think bombing one time is cool. Falling one time is okay. I mean, it is if it was unintentional or whatever and push on. But if you know you can be the best you can be and prepare for that. Yeah. Why would I just go say, fuck it, if I fail, I fail? Yeah. I know that's hard to hear. What do you mean you fail? You fail. You were raising kids. My kids are 7 and 4 and they're boys, so I get it. I got a lot of work to do with these niggas. Especially because I keep giving them shit. I got a lot of fucking work with these motherfuckers. But I understand that as you go, you have to build and you have to build from your mistakes and all that shit. But you shouldn't enter into that situation knowing you could have prepared more, but you enter anyway, thinking, fuck it, it's okay. That's dumb to me. That's stupid. Right. I know I'm a musician. I know I can be the best I can. So if I put a song out, I've checked out all the boxes. I've figured everything out. I'll put out my best fucking product. If I'm going to step on stage and say I'm going to do stand-up, then I've tested all these fucking jokes. And they're good. Right. And anything I put in the middle is just gravy. If y'all like it, cool. If not, I'll go to the shit that I know that's good. And that's how you do this shit. You don't just go, fuck it, I'll be all right because I was funny tonight and I was drunk. Right. Anyway, you're recording. I can't give him too much of this shit. It's only 5 minutes. Good, I got much more.